my taxi before the rising sun. We play the victims in the game that we made, watching the colors of our promises fade. Can't live with you, can't breathe alone. We are a beautiful fire, burning too bright, kissing in the morning, screaming all night. It's a toxic love, but we crave the chase, running in circles in this crowded space. We are a beautiful fire, but we love the heat. Maybe we're addicted
Does
to.
he like you, but he loves you? Yes, you can. Look, you can't sleep with the family. Can you sleep with your man's family? No, you cannot. So that right there lets you know that it's possible, right? You can marry whoever you want to marry if you marry them for them. See, the problem with a lot of relationships is people try to involve their family members. They try to involve their friends. You know what happens in those situations? People make decisions in judgment cases that you wouldn't even make. You got to live with decisions in your life. Now, if they make you miss out on the best person that you could have ever had because of their opinions, then you look like a damn fool. So yes, it is possible for you to fall in love with somebody and marry them even if their family don't like you. This ain't about their family not liking you. This is about the person that you with. Now, there are cases where sometimes family members and friends can smell out pieces of shit. Yes, they be like, oh, I see a rat, I smell a rat. They ain't right for you. Now, those cases, you should listen to people, but those are rare. You know, you can't just let people look at your life and figure out your life for you. Somebody will fuck your life up. Why you think so many American lives are fucked up? Because they told you that you should go to work, get a 9 to 5, be happy, come home, make kids, make extra bills, let the kids get on your nerves. You have to get your kids out of jail. They get on drugs and steal from you, and you're supposed to enjoy life. That's what America told you to do. So don't follow what people tell you to do. It'll get you fucked up. But yes, you can marry a man even if their family doesn't like you. If the family, they know what that cake tastes like. They like, shit, I'm willing to get my ass whooped for that cake. I just want a bite of that cake. Point said, point made. Okay, this is something that we all can relate to, right? You don't realize how good you were raised until you get around certain people. You really don't. You be thinking and you be complaining about life and certain stuff, and little do you know, you were blessed. I mean, you probably was extra blessed. When you look at Tito on 18th Street and his upbringing, and you see how hard he had it, and you see him hanging out at the store scratching every day because he's addicted to fentanyl, and you knew when you watched him growing up that his family was on drugs and he didn't have a chance, you be like, thank God. Because a lot of people forget that. You have people that are born into this world in unfortunate circumstances, and they have no chance but to dance with ignorance. And then they grow up and turn into grown-ups, and we look at them for what they are then. But little do we know what they were back then. It's a history before the victory. You know, everybody was a seed until they sprout. And so that's why I don't judge. I used to look at some motherfuckers and I'd be like, you funky motherfucker. I don't do it that much no more because I don't know what might have happened to you when you got shot out your mama womb. I don't know if your daddy had bad sperm and tainted your life forever. I don't. So I just started to judge and look at people in a different way. But yeah, you don't realize how good you were raised until you see some fucked up people. When I see all the people I went to school with and 20% of them look like Albuquerque, New Mexico, I'm talking about the mountain, not the people. And I be like, damn. You know, I see people that look like they 80, but they really 35. They really 41. You be like, what the fuck? Low ass up. And then you know what I do? Because a lot of people don't know I do this. But I'm going to let you in on a secret of our legend coming. I do a lot of praying to keep the devils away, to keep my temptations away about what's going on out here. But sometimes that's what you got to do. But be thankful. If you had a good family, you had a mom and a dad, even if you didn't have a mom and a dad, you had aunties and grandmas and uncles that stuck with you, stuck behind you and raised you like they was there with your mama and your dad. Be thankful because they messed up out here. Let's talk about drunk people. Drunk people be having such a good time that they don't even know they be pissing people. You ever ran into somebody, I mean, you know they don't really mean no harm, but they stink. You're in the club, they next to you at the bar, they reek. You're like, God damn, you need to take your ass home. The club is over for you. But they don't know that they funky. They drunk. They have had the time of their life. They are talking to people that they would not normally talk to because of the alcohol. See, alcohol gives people courage. Stuff that people would normally do or say, let them take a shot. They turn into whoever they really want to be. You want to find out how somebody really think about you, get them drunk. If you want to find out how somebody really think about you, get them drunk in a room where it's just you and them and maybe another person. Watch what they do. You have to be sober, though. You got to take a few shots to trick them because they're going to think you ain't drinking and you up to something, which you are, but it's not nothing bad. You trying to figure out, are you a snake or are you for me or are you against me? And you start to watch certain stuff that people say, certain looks that they give you, that they didn't give you for you to see when they were sober. Because when you've been drinking, your senses, your awareness, it drops. Stuff that you would normally be able to hide from the average everyday Joe is written all over your fucking face. People that you didn't like that you used to fake smile and then frown up when you was around, that's what you do when you drunk. You get somebody around you when they drunk that didn't like you, you'll see a motherfucker like this here. Bitch. That's what they really be saying about you. Can't stand your motherfucking ass. I ain't never liked you because I'm on that alcohol. I'm letting that out. Fuck. It makes you don't give a fuck. Alcohol makes people don't give a fuck. Real shit. But I'm going to tell you this here. People have a slogan where they say, alcohol makes you uncontrollable. That is a lie. When you are full of alcohol, you still know where your penis and your vagina is going if you decide to do some adult activities. You do. But a lot of people make up that excuse. Like, people use that as an excuse why they cheated. And I was drunk, baby. I was wasted. Stop. That coochie was hot before you started drinking, baby. You just made that get soaker. You soaked it up. You massaged it for more. Same thing with me. Because I done seen drunk people that get out from the area from everybody. They get paranoid and they be like, hold on, I'm full of this alcohol, I'm vulnerable, people can take advantage of me, it's time to go. I'm one of them. I drunk because I'm not a person that get drunk like a lot of you motherfuckers like to get drunk every weekend. I was drinking one time and I knew I was out of character and I had valuable possessions around me and I knew that I would be vulnerable while I was under the influence. I hurry up and got out of there and went my home. I took my black ass home. I didn't try to trust you niggas like some of y'all be thinking. I know you niggas ain't shit. I was like, oh, I got to go. I fall asleep or fall out, a nigga gonna have everything in my pocket and everything on my body. Yeah. And somebody gonna watch him do it. Mm-hmm. When they run the cameras back, they'll be like, you was at the club. Damn, I was at the club with 1,000 motherfuckers and somebody just watched. Yes, we're living in a time where people don't care. But alcohol, that's a lie. Don't let nobody tell you they was drunk. That's why they did this and did that. Now, I can say this. Drinking will cause your ass to crash. You get behind that goddamn wheel, you going to tear some shit up. That's the one thing you can't fake. You can't be on top of that. But you know what you're doing when you drinking. I'm going to tell you a secret. Fuck it. Let me just get raw and uncut. I had a girlfriend one time. Story time. She wasn't giving it to me. All of a sudden out the blue. Now I was smart enough to know that somebody else was in the picture. But I'm like, cool, let it play out until her day out. So one day, after turning me down for about 3 weeks, I said, let me try to hit it tonight. She was drunk that night. She let me hit it that night. But you know what she did when she let me hit it after 3 weeks of turning me down because it was a new man in the picture? She laid there and didn't move. Her mind was with him. Her body was.
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
Yo, check it. She took my money, yeah, broke me down. Left me stranded, alone in this town. But I'm the man, gonna bounce right back. Yeah, watch me rise, now check my track. Legend of comic show, here we go. Broken no more, look at me now, let the stories flow.
Sexy Red. Then someone that stole $500,000 worth of handbags from Sexy Red during her mother's birthday bash. Now, this is the thing that Sexy Red got to remember. You can't sue your bodyguard because Sexy Red saying that she had a bodyguard and he was the last person to lead the party that was supposed to secure the building. When you hire ghetto security are black folks that you can't trust. Not through a service where somebody has to show their ID, do a background check, where they have to have representatives and people to say, hey, they do a good job, they can be trusted, they're not going to steal, this is what they do. As black entertainers, I think a lot of us, we forget how niggas are, especially when we come from the neighborhood and we made it out of poverty and all that. We really do. We forget how niggas are and we go to a level that we shouldn't go to. And this is the type of stuff that happen. But this is showing that Sexy Red ain't really thinking. Sexy Red, when something comes up missing and a security guard has stolen it, you just got to take that L, or you could do something outside of the law, which I wouldn't suggest you do because you have a good career. This is a lesson learned for Sexy Red about success. When you come from the bottom and you get to the top, don't remember how the bottom was. The bottom is filled with bottom feeders. It's called a bottom of life. People that don't mean you no good, people that watch for your valuables, they watch for you to turn your back, they watch for you to don't pay attention, they watch to come up off of whatever you had. And Sexy Red has learned that in the entertainment industry, you got bottom feeders just like St. Louis, where she came from. And I feel sorry for Sexy Red, but she'll know in the future and won't nobody be able to steal her shit in the future. You can't trust niggas. You can't trust somebody on your job to leave your dinner in the refrigerator and come back on lunchtime. So how you think you could trust somebody in the entertainment industry? They got people that will steal your lunch at work. I know people that didn't witness this. If you work a job, you didn't seen your lunch get stolen before, or one of your coworkers' lunch get stolen before. This is how messed up the world is. So hey, when you realize that and keep your mind intact with reality, you won't go through stuff like this. I ain't gonna even lie. But another thing too, when you got a lot of money that you can spare, you can take a loss and not worry about it. See, the more money you have, sometimes the more lenient people become. See, when you broke, you hold on to shit like glue because that's all you got. You know that if you lose, their life can really be harder than it already is for you at that time. So you hold on to it. You grab it like a plastic bag when you ain't got no garbage bags at home. And so, this is just Sexy Red living and learning. It's like your kids. When you buy your kids some new shoes and they go right outside and get dirty in them. They don't know no better. They don't know that, well, they know, but they don't realize that hard work was put into this. Like it took 3 checks for mama to be able to buy this. And you're going to take your black ass out there and get them dirty the first time. And you wonder why I'm whipping your ass like this. And then after that, we learned that, it take hard work and slavery for mom to pay for this for us. Damn. Yeah, but Sexy Red, they got her good. 500,000 in handbags and jewelry. And then let me tell you something about when you got security. Having a security guard doesn't mean that you always secure. It's what people don't realize. Because a security guard wants to go home safe just like you. Let's start there. Let alone go home safe. Most security guards don't really make a lot of money. Celebrity security guards do. But then when you got a celebrity security guard, that's why you got to hire somebody that's used to dealing with celebrities. You take somebody from your neighborhood, and when you get rich, make them a security guard, and they see Rolexes laying around, they gonna steal it. I don't care what you say. They ain't never had none. You thinking you doing a good service and a good deed by bringing somebody from your neighborhood that was struggling and broke like you, and you helping them out, but you done gave them a come up. And this what happened with Sexy Red. Like for real, they plotted on her. They knew she was a sweet girl that's coochie hot, and they knew that she was gonna be jumping on Dingaling, and they had a chance to steal her stuff, and they just stole Sexy Red shit. But I bet you ain't gonna be able to steal enough for Sexy Red no more. Stealing from my baby. Y'all ought to be ashamed of this, y'all self. that whoever that security guard was. Sexy Red would have probably gave you 500,000 strokes, nigga, and you stole her stuff. Britney Spears. I mean, growing up, I had friends that were more fortunate than me. Let me talk about that. Everybody don't grow up with a silver spoon in their mouth. Everybody don't grow up with a lot of toys. Everybody don't grow up wearing name brands like some people do. Some of us grow up wearing Adidas, Converse. Yeah, that's off brand. In the black community, you got that on and you go to school, you get talked about. You got to have Nike, Jordan, Reebok, Gucci. So with that being said, Britney Spears' son was spotted on their way out the year for Paris Fashion Weekend, right? And they was taking pictures of, how the paparazzi is when they see famous people and their kids. And I'm looking at this picture of Britney Spears' sons, right? And these are some happy little teenagers and the young adults. They are. You know why? Because they got the world at their feet. Man, they got to be a blessing to be born into this world where your parents are rich and you ain't got to never do nothing for the rest of your life. Damn, I wish I knew what that feeling was like. Don't y'all out there in the world wish that you knew what the feeling was like to be born into riches? And all you got to do is go out here and fuck with the bitches. No, I'm just saying, but for real though, that's a beautiful thing, man, to be just born and not have no money problems for the rest of your life. That is a stress-free life. See, and people like that, that's why they a lot of times end up on drugs. For real. I hope Britney Spears' sons don't end up on drugs like she did. Because sometimes when you born into the world and you got money and you don't got no other problems, you just try to figure out and you just find shit to get into. Why you think rich kids become addicts? They don't got nothing else to do but to find the greatest drug that they can get addicted to. And they go out there and try and be high as a motherfucker. But they be cool. But you know what it goes to? It goes to the parents. Because a lot of rich kids' parents, they don't pay attention to their kid. They so busy doing shit. But when I seen this, I was like, damn. I just imagined myself if I was Britney Spears' sons with money and I ain't had no worry, not a care in the world. I could just wake up every day, check my bank account, eat what I want to, shop when I want to. Oh, man, it's a beautiful life. Tiger Woods. I'm sick of you, Tiger. If I see Tiger Woods in the news again, I don't even want to read the news no more. Now, Tiger Woods, you have constantly been getting caught for getting drunk. You done cheated on your wife I don't know how many times. And it's okay, brother. But you cannot play golf no more. Tiger Woods, you ain't won an event and I don't know fucking when. And he got a nerve to be back in the spotlight at the PGA event. And they say he was smiling like a motherfucker too. Addressing his new plans. At this point, Tiger Woods is just showing up to these golf events to sell tickets to people. He's a representative for golf that a lot of people would still come just because he's playing. But Tiger Woods, come on. Stop it. Now, one thing about golf, it's not an athletic sport, so you can be old and crusty and still make a good piece in golf. Tiger Woods, 50 years old. To be 50, this brother has kept himself up besides the drinking. Now, they said he returned from Switzerland earlier this month after seeking treatment at a center in Switzerland, only taking a brief break to be with his girlfriend, Vanessa Trump. Then he knocking off old Trump. Oh, man, I'm talking about life is a... You know what I never understood about celebrity coochie? What makes celebrity so special that people just want to go out there and mess with another one? Especially, now, when you got money, don't get me wrong. When you got money, I ain't gonna lie, you realize after a while that you got to surround yourself with people that got money too. Because if you don't, it's harder. When you got money and you around somebody that's broke, and I'm not talking about broke people and rich people. I'm just saying most of the time when you got money and you're around somebody that's broke, y'all don't mesh because the broke person always wants something and needs something. So it takes a person that got money that's around a broke person. You have to take care of them. Anytime you rich and you around somebody broke, give them something. Give them an opportunity. Not baby them. But you're gonna have to do that for y'all to be around. If you like this person and think something of this person, or don't be around no broke people at all, because it's gonna be a problem. They're gonna expect you to pay for everything when you go out. When you go shopping, they're gonna be looking like, damn, you rich, you can afford to do that. Which you can. I feel like being rich around a broke person is torture. I'm not gonna be around you just torturing you like this. I know life is kicking your ass, and you watching me in a life of celebration. You might want to bite me like a dog that turn on their owner. So if I'm rich and you broke, I'm gonna give you some money if you're around me. I don't want you to do nothing to me. I think people forget that in life. When you got somebody less fortunate around you and you just smearing your successful campaign of life all in their face, you might make an enemy. Why you think people on jobs get into it? One coworker is doing better than the other one. Why you think people on CEOs of companies get into it? Because Dave is a Fortune 500 member, and Todd is striving to move up the company ladder. And he looks at Dave as he's the opposition in a way of his opportunity. Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, Tiger Woods, stop it. Stop trying to fucking play golf. Find something else to do. You know what Tiger Woods need to do? Start your talk show, Tiger, and talk about all these hoes you've been fucking over the years. Every time you get pulled over, you're down there about to get drunk and throw your life away. Talk about that, Tiger. Now, this is a story that was wild here. But when you come from broken down neighborhoods, aunties and uncles on drugs, your daddy on drugs all your life, you've seen some stuff. And I have seen some stuff since I've been on this planet. And this story I'm about to break down to you, I've seen it many times coming up in poverty. This is probably new to my Caucasian people. But they had an Atlanta watch theft. They had some women that allegedly drugged a man and stole $25,000 in watches from him, right? $25,000 in watches. I'm going to tell you what happened. This is what I think. He bought some pussy. This guy bought some pussy, got put to sleep, and they took off with his stuff. Now, he's leaving all that out. He's leaving all that out. And yeah, I guarantee you that this guy is married. Now, this is what happened. He claims two women brought him back to his place and made off with his expensive watches. Now, he said that he was at the St. Regis Hotel in Buckhead when he met the women and invited them back to his house. This is wild. So you're at a hotel where you meet some women and then you invited them back to your house. You broke the number one cardinal rule. You tried to be too freaky and too wild without nobody knowing. If you would have slept with these women at the hotel, just paid them for their services, you might have not got your stuff stolen. You might have not. But you probably would have still got it stolen too. If you're going to successful men with jewelry and valuables, if you're going to buy coochie from women, put your valuables in a safe. Okay? You can't trust women when you got money and it's not your woman. Use your head. See, a lot of men, they don't use the right head. You think with the wrong head. If you got a lot of money as a man and you're out and you meeting women and they're offering services to you for money and you got valuables on you, common sense is to get a safe and put it up. This man didn't have no sense. He thought with the wrong head. And they put something in his drink and he woke up with nothing. This is one of the oldest tricks in the world. They got women that catch their men on Friday that get their check, get them drunk, and peel out of their wallet. This ain't nothing new. Yes, The man wake up Saturday morning. Babe, when I went to sleep last night, I could have sworn I had $560. All I got is 460. A whole 100 missing, baby. You know you was drunk last night. The whole time she the one in your pocket and peeled $100. Now that's some shit you got to be careful about. If you were a woman that'll peel out of your money while you sleep and then watch you wake up and play slow, boy, you got something on your hand. She'll steal everything out your goddamn account and leave you high and dry. Anybody that'll take your money from you that says they're in a relationship with you without you knowing is not for you. Believe that. So if you're in a relationship with somebody and they has took money from you without you knowing and you found out, you better run. You are sleeping with the enemy and they are going to take you through there. Take you through there. What we doing, twin? And that's what happened to this man. He got took down through there. Now, this was a crazy move for him to really call the police because now he all over the internet and they all over the internet. See, you used to could take a man to the hotel, women, and take his money and stuff and you could just leave and no trace. Now they got a big mug shot of the two women that took his stuff. I mean, they zooming in on y'all ass. Y'all will be all over the Atlanta Police Department website for hoes that's stealing. They just gonna put a big bill up. These the two hoes that stole. And then they gonna come out with a warrant and come pick y'all ass up. It's sad though. And I'm looking at these two young ladies. They beautiful. But I hope they sold these watches and put some bum money up. Yeah, when you a crook and you commit crimes out here, put some bum money up. You know you're going to go to jail. That is the key to being a successful crook. Not that I'm advocating for successful crooks, but if you want to be a successful crook, put some bum money up while you're out here committing crimes. So when they catch you, you can get right back out here and commit another one. Yeah, you got to stay ahead of the game if you're going to be in the game. That's what I never understood about people that want to be crooks. Like if you're a crook, you need to have a lawyer, a bail bond, all that. You got to keep your crookedism going. Yeah, you can't just mess that up like that there. Nah.
To the pain of the fall. Maybe we just like having our backs to the wall. Is it love?
You'll be back.
But we both know you'll leave your keys on the floor.
You coming back, baby.
It up just to watch it burn through the ground.
Yeah. You can't go nowhere from daddy. Perfect disaster. You can't leave me, babe. Come on, babe. You know you love daddy. They say they gonna leave you, but they come right back. They can't leave you. You too good.
Just to tell me we are done. Then you're in my taxi before the rising sun. We play the victims in the game that we made, watching the colors of our promises fade. Can't live with you, can't breathe alone. We are a beautiful fire, burning too bright. Kissing in the morning, screaming all night. It's a toxic love. addicted to the pain of the fall. Maybe we just like having our backs to the wall. Is it love or is it just the thrill of the fight?
The New York Knicks won the championship. And you know what the sad thing about when the New York Knicks won the championship? They had black folks in the crowd stabbing people. When I seen this on CNN, I said, niggas sticking niggas. You can't even have a celebration and win a championship without somebody committing violence. Now, they were supposed to be happy. And they were just jumping around like rabbits. I mean, you can see New York City painted with happiness. I'm like, finally. Finally, they finally got one out of all them goddamn years. But then you see right after that, crime. Crime, fucking crime. I want to talk about this fatal shooting about this 5-year-old, this little baby, the 1-year-old little boy in Mississippi. Have y'all heard about that 1-year-old boy in Mississippi? Sad situation, man. I want to know, how did this 1-year-old boy get fucking killed? Now, they trying to say that his mother was stealing with another girl, and as they were driving off in the car, the police shot at the car because the mother tried to run them over. Now, this is a tricky story, and it is sad as hell. Now, I'm gonna break this down two ways. If this lady of this 1-year-old boy really did what they say she did, she is responsible for her child losing her life. Because you as a parent are the dictator of your kid's future. You out here committing crimes with your 1-year-old with you is proof and evidence that you shouldn't have no fucking kids. You shouldn't be allowed to raise no kids. You shouldn't be in charge of no kids. Nothing you should have to do with kids. Let's start there. You got a lot of people right now that are bringing kids into this world that are destroying kids. And then, you know, you look around and you realize that it ain't that many grandmas like it used to be. You know, like I tell people, grandmas used to come through and save the day when you had messed up parents and you didn't have a chance in life. Grandma would come and save you and rescue you and be there for you. We don't have that much no more. So when a lot of these kids are born into the world with an ignorant ass parent, they just really out here with a hope and a prayer to survive. Now, this kind of makes sense, I ain't gonna lie, because that's kind of strange. Like, you rarely see a police officer shoot somebody in the Walmart parking lot. Like, most of the time when police shootings occur, it's on the street, it's in the neighborhood, you know, it's a traffic stop, it's something like that. This kind of makes sense if this true. Now, this is only one scenario. I'm not siding with the police. Don't get it twisted. I do not ride for crooked cops. I'm just speaking two different scenarios, and this the first one. Because I know motherfuckers going to quick to say, oh, man, why you ride for this low-down cop? I'm not. Now, let me finish my point. Somebody coming towards you in a vehicle about to hit you. Lethal force will stop them. But as a police officer, you take an oath. And your oath is to secure the public. If you see it's a bunch of people in a squad car, I mean, if you see it's a bunch of people riding in a civilian car and you're a police officer and they're riding towards you trying to approach you, you're supposed to have good aim at that person. Really, you're supposed to technically try to get out of the way. This officer decided to fire shots and hit the 1-year-old and killed the baby. Now, I say this. Because I mean, my stomach is turning as I talk about this. This is just fucked up that this 1-year-old baby had to lose his life like this. Didn't have a choice, didn't have a chance, didn't even ask to come here. Didn't even get to finish his mission on this planet. If this woman that's this 1-year-old's mother is lying and really did this, she ought to be ashamed of herself, because this is the time to redeem yourself in your child's honor as a human being. If this lady really endangered her child and caused this police officer to shoot her kid and take this kid off this planet, she should be woman enough to say, I'm sorry. I messed up, world. I got to bite this bullet. I was stealing. I tried to get away, and we were stupid, and we tried to run over this officer. Now, round 2, scenario 2. You got a lot of people that are super security guards, are super managers, are super cops, are super pieces of shit. They take jobs, and they take jobs too fucking serious. And they try to take the law and life into their own fucking hands. You got people that'll see somebody stealing on the job, and instead of them ignoring it, letting the person go on so it's no violence occurring, because you could get these things back that people steal. They're replaceable. And they'll try to hurt somebody. Literally try to fight somebody for a product that they don't own, in a business that they work that they don't own, in a business that if you violently fight somebody that's stealing as an employee, you will get fired. That's how stupid people is. If you're an employee on the job and you violently try to fight somebody protecting the company's products, they're getting rid of you. While you think you being special, you're not going to get a raise. You're not going to get a recommendation. You're going to get fired. And that person that you did all this to in the street, if they see you in the street, they still might want to do something to you. And guess what? That job ain't got your back. So I can see a police officer being cocky, being ignorant, being evil, looking at these 2 women trying to pull off and saying to himself, not on my watch, I'm the fucking police, and letting off a shot into these people's car and killing this little boy. I can see a rotten police officer doing it because people like to think that they could do what the fuck they want to do. And that's what's wrong with the world. Motherfuckers want to run shit. It's fucked up, though. It is fucked up that this little boy has lost his life. It's really sad, man. 1 year old, man, has so much to see, and he'll never get to see it. All because either this officer or his mother was doing too much. Now, let me get into this story a little bit more, because I think that the friend got shot too. I'm not for sure. Fatal shooting of a 1-year-old boy who was responding to a shoplifting call this week has ignited simmering tensions between police and black residents in a small town of Sanatobia, Mississippi. Now, this town only holds 8,000 people. 8,000. Now, this is the different accounts of what they said now. Now, one account said they responded to a shoplifting call at a local Walmart on Sunday where 2 women and a child were leaving the store, getting into a car, and driving away. Now, this was according to a statement by the Mississippi Bureau. Officers attempted to stop the vehicle, but the driver drove in a direction as officers discharged his weapon and the vehicle fled the scene. Now, the little boy's mother said her son and her friend who was driving were hit by gunfire. So they got hit too, but they survived. She also disputed the shoplifting claim, saying that she believes her friend paid for the diapers they were carrying. Now, this is going to be real stupid if she caused a kid to get there a fucking pair of Pampers, But you know, when you young, you do some of the stupidest or shit that don't make no sense. A pair of Pampers, thinking that it's fun. See, when you young, sometimes you do shit and you think it's fun. Like stealing a drink and a bag of chips out the store and getting down the street and laughing about it. But you got a child, baby. You got a child. Not saying she did. I'm just putting out scenarios. The truth will come out. Damn.